Welcome, bienvenue, willkommen y bienvenidos a la tercera temporada de Párate y Destacate. Yo soy tu anfitriona, Nikki Green. Welcome back to Season 3 of Stand Up and Stand Out. I'm your host, Nikki Green, and we are kicking off an amazing new season filled with some incredible guests. Stand Up and Stand Out is a podcast for those leaving university and heading into the work world. We help those in transition find their purpose so they can enjoy their career without sacrificing their lives. Following nearly 2 decades working in Fortune 500 companies, I want to share my leadership learnings with all of you. Thought leaders are needed in all walks of life, not just business. And we're in a critical time to pivot ourselves and the community around us to build a better future together. This show is the start of your Beyond College journey to help you answer the question, I graduated, now what? Let's get ready to listen in to the next episode. Bienvenido a la tercera temporada de Párate y Sé Destacado. Yo soy tu anfitriona, Nikki Green, y el equipo de Camaleón Verde está trabajando duro durante todo el invierno para crear una nueva temporada con algunos invitados inspiradores. Welcome to Season 3 of Stand Up and Stand Out. I'm your host, Nikki Green, and the Green Camaleon team has been working hard over the holiday break to put together an amazing new season with some incredible guests. As you've been getting ready for your final semester of university, you may be overwhelmed with thoughts of, I'm about to graduate. Now what? Or you may be working, but unhappy with your current role and ready for something new. If you need support, feel free to go back to episode 12, where we talked about stress and feeling like you're not enough. Aditi and Bert helped with some thoughts on how to deal with these emotions. For today, we're kicking off Season 3 with more help for how to answer these questions and so much more. First and foremost, I want to start the season talking about a few fairly serious topics. As each new year begins, it's always a challenging time. We go from the highs of holiday parties and time with our family and friends to the lows of New Year's resolutions and getting back into our routines. I shared some of my struggles and post-holiday blues over TikTok recently, and I thought it would be good to share with all of you. Do you ever feel like this sometimes? Where, I'm looking down at Lake Michigan, the beautiful sun, and it's frozen on the top. But there's so much more going on underneath it all, where sometimes we're trying to keep it as if we've got it all under control when we know deep down, really don't. A lot of us are starting the year off like that, just trying to keep it together. There's another reason I wanted to come down to the lake today, aside from it was convenient because I was at the dentist. But most of the people that I've lost in my life have passed away at the beginning of the year. So it's always a tough time, and a time where I remember them and I think about my own mortality, and glad that I get to see another year. But one person who was especially difficult to lose was my uncle. He passed away suddenly when he was just 29. And I was only 9 years old at the time, 8, and it left a mark, not just on me, but on the entire family. He was in Santa Cruz watching surfers there, and it was super high tide, and he got pulled down by a wave, him and the other people that were sitting next to him. It was sudden, it was tragic, it was something we never expected. Certainly he didn't when he was just trying to enjoy some time with his friends. So I think about that sometimes, about he still passed doing something that he loved to do, being outside, being with friends, having a good time. And although he was gone from this earth way too soon, he made a mark in the time that he was here. And I think about that every time I want to make a mark on this place and on the people here. That it's about living life, and it's about doing all you can do, no matter what the risks are, that sometimes it's worth it to just make someone else smile. So, here's to you, Jade. Miss you. There are some very serious signs that our current emotional and mental state is more than just tired of the pandemic. We are maxed out with stress. We are scared for the future, and we're anxious about today, and we can't find help. I know because I've been feeling the same way. I called my local hospital to try and see about getting a therapy appointment. You know what they told me? We're not taking any new patients for probably 3 to 4 months. Call us back in May. May? Are you kidding me? If people are hurting and in need of help, they can't wait 4 months. By the time they call you for an appointment, they have already waited more than 4 months to get the courage up to make the call. The healthcare system and the people working within it, they're overtaxed. I've heard it from family, friends, and associates who work across this industry. Actually, when I went to my pharmacist to get my COVID booster shot, the pharmacist looked tired, angry, and like she could crack at any minute. So before she struck me with the vaccine needle, I decided to ask her, "How are you doing?" She almost fell apart as she registered the question and began to respond. "I'm exhausted. We aren't allowed to take days off, even when me or my family are sick. We're all working 6 days a week, and there isn't enough downtime to recover from the stresses of each day. I don't know when this will end." I told her I'm sorry, and I thanked her for being here to help us get vaccinated. I tried to give her some hope that this above and beyond effort over the past 2 years was worth it. And I tried to seem positive that I believed the words I was saying. I saw a calm come over her, and she relaxed just a little bit. I may have just been a small blip in her day, but I hoped I had made a difference.
Liquidless laundry detergent? As you know, plastic is a huge problem. Only 9% get recycled. Even if you put your jug in a bin, 25% gets declined from cross-contamination. If plastic does get recycled, it can only be reused twice. The facts don't lie. It's time to stop using plastic. Did you know that liquid detergent is up to 90% water? EarthBreeze created dehydrated detergent. Our Eco Sheets easily dissolve in hot or cold water with the same powerful clean you're used to. Our packaging is biodegradable cardboard and ink. Eco-friendly options are usually expensive. Eco Sheets are affordable. That way, everyone can make a difference. Laundry detergent is one of the most requested items at homeless shelters. With every package, we donate 10 loads of detergent. You get to choose who you donate to. We also donate a portion of our revenue to the planet. There is no reason not to switch. Subscribe and receive it exactly when you need it. No contracts, cancel anytime. We even offset all of our carbon emissions. This means your deliveries are carbon neutral. You can stay safe and order right from your home. Eco Sheets are vegan and cruelty-free, dye-free, paraben-free, and a fragrance-free option, and sensitive to the most delicate skin. There are already thousands of 5-star reviews, and we offer a satisfaction guarantee. If you have any issues, we will refund you. So why not give Eco Sheets a try? Click below or visit earthbreeze.com.
What are you waiting for? Why haven't you ordered?
Click below to try.
I've seen the overwhelming need for young people to have someone to lean on, someone to talk to about what they are experiencing, and I wanted to think of a way I could give back. So I've decided to provide free coaching and mentoring on Fridays through the end of April, longer if there is still need. Although I'm not a licensed therapist, I am a good listener who can empathize with your struggles. And through our podcast, I want to continue to provide other resources and rays of hope for those who need more acute care. I'm saddened by the increased rate of suicides on college campuses. It is a painful experience for those students' families, their friends, and their fellow students and faculty who are left behind. Loss like that at such an early stage of life, still full of potential, means we simply aren't doing enough to help these young people through their challenges. In our show notes, we will provide resources like the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. It is available 24 hours a day at 1-800-273-8255. Y el número para ayudarte en español es 1-888-628-9454. Y toda esta información está en las notas del programa. In my opinion, our news channels enjoy spreading fear and anxiety through our population. For once, I'd like to highlight some positive news I read on this topic. My local congressperson, Lauren Underwood, with over 70 of her bipartisan members of Congress, in January urged the House and Senate Appropriations leadership to prioritize funding for the shortage of school-based mental health professionals. I'll be following the progress of this over the coming months and urge all of you to do the same with your representatives. Social media can be used for good, and we can continue to bring awareness to the true needs of the people and ensure our civil servants are helping to meet those needs. Again, more information about the bill and the representatives that are helping, the link will be in the show notes. The needs of this generation are changing. We need to step up and be there for them. I want to cover some tough but relevant topics for this season, while also keeping an eye towards the future. Our economy is changing, not just here in the US, but globally. The pandemic has created a shared experience that brought us together much more than it kept us apart. It has accelerated industries as we begin to focus on the aspects of life that really matter to us, and also helped us realize toxic and negative situations at work or at home that were making us unhappy. It gave us back the knowledge that we can choose the path we take and the way we spend our days. And those continuing to manage their teams or their businesses with fixed and scarce mindsets are losing entire departments of employees each week as a result. Those that don't begin to wake up and adapt to this new environment will find themselves and their businesses suffering as a result. When I was younger, I was always struggling with money, and it never seemed to last long enough or cover the things I needed. The harder I worked, the less it felt like I had, and the less energy I had to deal with the problem. I had a very simple lifestyle. I went from school to work, from work to home, and back again. There were no parties or drinking or time for very much fun. And even when I had a school break, it just meant more hours for work, not a fun vacation to Florida. But the more I obsessed about the problem, the fewer solutions I found to solve it. I'm thankful my parents taught me to be so driven at a young age, to allow me the comfort to be semi-retired now in my 40s. Looking back after years of therapy and self-study, I realized my scarcity mindset in my 20s had to do more with a sense of safety from childhood trauma than it ever did about money. But in our capitalist culture, financial security is the foundation to achieving other levels of security as well. Financial stress is one of the most difficult situations to be in, especially in this land of plenty of America. It gave me ulcers by the time I was 18. Although I trusted my parents to care for me when I was younger, their struggle weighed heavily on me as I grew into adulthood. I was focused on the wrong things and the wrong reasons for working hard and going to school. And the results showed it. We, as a society, have to change. We have to rethink our mindset. Even think about when we say we'll donate to our favorite charities. We say, I'll donate when I make more money. I'll help when I'm no longer struggling. But that day never comes, right? As soon as that paycheck gets bigger, our spending grows right along with it. We immediately need a new car, new clothes, a big house, and all of a sudden those altruistic dreams become a thing of the past. We can give. We just choose not to. We will be covering some important aspects of financial security in this season's upcoming episodes. A key piece of this puzzle is for our first-generation college students. In a recent study, it was found that the chances of making it from poverty to affluence is only about 7.5% in the US versus 13.5% in Canada and other developed nations. Gen Z is now our most diverse generation, with half of them identifying as multiracial. Soon, Latino teens will become more than half of this group, many of them first-generation college students. What are we going to do to address this dramatic shift in the population and its unique needs? We will also take some time to explore this and more and provide resources in a future episode. The stats speak for themselves. Only 11% of first-generation students are graduating, while those that are able to complete their degree are taking an average of 6 years, due to the need to split their time working and supporting themselves and their families. To meet the needs of this generation, we need not only to help the students, but help the family and the community as well. Oftentimes, there is a community mistrust of these institutions, which they don't understand. Or I've often seen jealousy that their kid is starting to have a better life than the parents. It's so tough when pride and ego get in the way of supporting each other. To understand when the child, now an adult, wins, the community wins too. We need to help the parents celebrate the achievement, understand the sacrifices and struggles the students are undertaking to pursue their degree, and close financial gaps that help students working and splitting their focus time to get a degree in a timely manner, without a mound of debt following them. There is also important life wisdom that parents can continue to share even without that paper degree. To be successful in this world, we need soft skills and an ability to connect with people as much, if not more, than we need the hard skills of knowing how to code or make fancy Excel models. As you can see, we have a big season ahead of us. The guests will also have some incredible offers for you, free resources, and unlocking access to jobs and internships that aren't yet posted in other places, and even more. So stay tuned. I can't wait to share these great lessons with all of you. As always, your reviews, comments, feedback are always welcome. Please share your thoughts on any of these topics or things you would like us to cover. If this episode or the ones ahead are helpful for you, don't forget to share them and pass them on to a friend who may need this free support. I hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed making this episode. For video outtakes of the show, don't forget to catch us on TikTok, You Don't Stop, at Nikki Green 678. The full-length show is available where all the cool kids hang out that do podcasts. And if you'd like to see the video, not only are we on Spotify's new beta video platform, but we also have Nikki's YouTube channel and links to all of our social media, including information about our guests in our show notes. You can always catch us at www.thenikkigreen.com/podcast. Thank you guys so much for your time and for listening. I hope this episode resonated with you, and we'll see you next week. Bye.